Hi guys, it's Paula and Kitty. I hope you guys are doing well today. I thought I would bring you a video discussing the top 5 tips and tricks I have learned from watching and following master panners on Instagram. These are the accounts that have been at it for a long time. These are creative people. I always think to myself that some of these women are like mathematicians and scientists because they're brilliant. They just take makeup use up to a whole nother level. And I decided I would discuss the top 5 tips I learned from them. If you are already a panner and you're actively panning, none of these 5 are gonna come as a surprise to you. You probably are already doing all of them, and I might have even learned these tricks from you. But if you are watching this video and you are new to the panning community, you're interested in panning, these 5 tips are game changers. So I thought I would share them with you. Tip number 1, the first and easiest tip that I can share with you guys that I learned from the Instagram accounts that I follow is Multitasking Products. Amber F is one of the best multitaskers I know. She can take any eyeshadow palette and she can put a whole face full of makeup on just with her eyeshadow palette. She's very good at it. But here are some of the most common multitasking products to keep in mind when you are panning. And these go both ways. So for example, lipstick and blush. If you have a cream blush, you could use it on your lips. If you have a lipstick you do not like on your lips, try it as a blush. It might be the perfect color for you. So multitasking these products, or maybe it's a product that looks good on your lips and your cheeks and you can just use it faster by putting it in both places on a daily basis. It'll make the product go quicker if you're trying to work your way through a product faster. Eyeshadow and eyebrow powder. If you have an eyebrow powder that you're trying to pan, or if you changed your hair color and now it's not the right shade for your eyebrows, try it as an eyeshadow. It might be a perfect eyeshadow. And if you don't want to invest the money in an eyebrow powder, you probably have an eyeshadow of a comparable color in your stash that you can use to fill in your brows. So it goes both ways. Bronzer, blush, and highlighter as eyeshadows, and eyeshadows as bronzer, blush, and highlighter. If you are like me, you definitely have a bronze colored eyeshadow, a blush colored eyeshadow, and a highlight, kind of champagne colored eyeshadow that you can use for face products. And if you are trying to pan a bronzer, a blush, or a highlighter, and you want to see faster progress on those items, use them on your eyes. They all look great. I've said this before, but do be careful about using face products on your eyes. Some people are very sensitive and can get eye irritation. Other people like me, it doesn't bother. So just keep that in mind when you are using face products on your eyes. But multitasking any of those products will definitely get them to go faster. I've seen a ton of people that have like a pinky shade in an eyeshadow palette that they're trying to pan and they use it as a blush and it's gone like that. Same thing for a highlight shade. You got a creamy, if you have a nice sparkling champagne color, use it on your cheeks and your eyes, it'll be gone before you know it. So it goes both ways once again. The second tip that I've learned from the panning accounts that I follow on Instagram is mixing your lipsticks. I am telling you that these guys are like little chemists. I just see them at night, melting lipsticks and mixing lipsticks. It's so fun when they post about this on their accounts. I have not specifically taken the time to melt down any of my lipsticks so far. But I will give you some examples. So either because you are trying to get the rest of the lipstick out of the bullet. So you have a regular old-fashioned bullet style lipstick. You've used everything that you can use that twists up from the tube, but now there's just as much product left in the base of the tube. You can depot that and melt it down with another base of a tube and create a whole new color. Or let's say you just have a color that you're not using, or it's not working for your skin tone, mix it with a more nude color, or mix it with a pink color, or mix it with a deeper color, and maybe you will get the color that works for you, and you can then use it and enjoy it and get your money's worth. I have also seen panners mix lip balms with lipsticks to create like a more sheer color out of a lipstick color that was too bright and intense for their comfort. Mix it with a lip balm, they get a tinted lip balm, and they use it up like that. I love it. Those tips are so inspiring. Like I said, I haven't done that yet, but I am glad I have that knowledge in my back pocket to use down the road, because I'm sure a day will come when I approach a color that I'm just not having any luck with, and I'll mix it with a lip balm or with a more nude color to tone it down and create the perfect color for me. Tip number 3 that I have learned from accounts that I follow on Instagram is repressing. I had heard of repressing prior to discovering panners on Instagram doing it, but I had never taken advantage of it. But any panner worth their salt knows how to repress. You have to. It just makes life so much easier, because as you use products up, as you get down to the bottom, they tend to crack. You're gonna drop things, they're gonna shatter, things are gonna happen, and if you wanna get the satisfaction of using every last piece of product, you have to know how to repress. I've also seen tons of panners make what they call Franken shadows or Franken blushes. And basically what that means is, again, mixing products. Similar to what I was talking about with the lipsticks. If you have a deep blue eyeshadow that is just bold, and you are not a bold blue eyeshadow wearer, you can mix it with like a taupe and create a nice smoky bluish taupey color that's much more wearable, and then all of a sudden you're using it and getting it out. So either for repressing for the sake of, one, repairing something that is shattered or broken, 2, because you've used so much of the product that all that is left is the outskirts of the pan and it's getting hard to access with your brush, or 3, to make a Franken product by combining 2 products that weren't really working for you into one and finding a way to make it work for you and to use it. I just think it is brilliant, and it is one of the greatest panning tricks that I have learned over the last couple years. The 4th tip that I learned from following Instagrammers that have panning accounts is removing the stopper. This I had never heard of prior to following panning accounts on Instagram, and it is a total game changer. It is unbelievable how much product is left in lip glosses, liquid lipsticks, concealers after you take out the stopper. Now, there is a trick to it. You want to make sure that you've gotten all the product you possibly can get out before removing the stopper, because once you take that stopper out, there is a ton of product left in there and it gets messy fast. The whole purpose of that stopper is to control how much product you get on your wand. Well, once you take that stopper out, and you might think that there's nothing left in there because there's nothing coming out on your wand, but once you take that stopper out, you are going to see an unbelievable amount of product, and it's a lot harder to manage once the stopper is out. But if you want to get every penny's worth when you are using up a product, you have to remove the stopper, and you will get twice the longevity from a product as if you don't. There is one exception for me personally for removing the stopper, and that is mascaras. I generally use mascaras long past their recommended time frame. I think most people use the recommended time frame of 3 to 6 months for their mascaras. I go way past that. Mascaras last 9 to 12 months for me, full size. So by the time I am done with the mascara, I'm not going to remove the stopper to get any more product out, because I've already gone way past the recommended time frame, and I don't want to chance introducing any more bacteria. I don't want an eye infection. So I don't remove the stopper for mascaras, but I have removed the stopper for concealers and lip glosses and liquid lipsticks for sure. The fifth tip that I have learned from following panning accounts on Instagram is the importance of an accurate inventory. It is one of my most used references for one, planning a new project. I go to those pictures before I actually go into my room because I can be completely overwhelmed when I'm actually looking at all my makeup. But if I'm just looking at the photos, I can kind of sort through and find what I want to find for a project. I also will pull those pictures up if I'm feeling the urge to buy and remind myself, oh, look, Paula, you have 25 face primers. You don't need to buy another face primer right now. You need to use up what you have. So I use it all the time. It's a way to hold yourself accountable. And if you are like me and you have the ability to lie to yourself about the truth, it is really hard evidence that you cannot deny if you have a history of buying more than you actually use when it comes to makeup and beauty products. So doing an inventory is a very common practice among project panners on Instagram. It's something I have done for 2 years in a row now and will continue to do. And I think it is a great tip that panners have taught me since I started following them on Instagram. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next one. Bye.